Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Was a Glitch? Part 2! You see, well, Deku made it into UA. He got, a knock on his door, which was a package, or, the letter saying that, he made it into UA. So, yeah. Practically. That was official, UA thing. And what they did. So yeah. I'm trying to think of something else. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, I was doing something. Anyways, yeah. That was the official package of, it wasn't a package in a box instead of, just an envelope. So, it is what it is. So, yeah. Let me think. Yeah. Yeah, then he got in UA. That's all yeah, practically. And while going to UA, he created a virtual reality headset. And in that virtual reality headset, he's trying to upgrade it to a certain extent. But something happened. It kept on, how would you say? His quirk kept on malfunctioning, the headset, you would say. It kept on malfunctioning. Deku would be confused about this ability. Any technology he would practically communicate with or try to use would just not be disabled, but it would malfunction practically. All the technology he touches will malfunction. So, all that military-based tech would be gone. Because, it would be a permanent malfunction. Deku did not realize this due to, he would say it would be just practically all this stuff is useless at this point due to, it's malfunctioning permanently. And they weren't able to fix it due to it being Deku's quirk. And, yeah. Deku would be trying to create something more. And what would happen is that he would try to transfer his consciousness into a game. Or, yeah, exactly a game. Creating this avatar you see before you. Of course, it would be weird though. When Deku, only with the VR headset did Deku, he fixed it. He tried to fix it with his quirk, and he eventually did, but it was weird. Everything was, in codes. Like, as if it was like a code world or something. Like, coding and everything. He would think it was weird, and then, he would look, he would try to take off the headset, and when he did, he wouldn't be in, his world. He would be, in the VR world. He would like, yo, Toga and Dabi would see that, Deku just fell. Like, this man just literally fell, He fell. Like, he just dropped, like, his body just dropped like a lifeless body. Toga and Dabi are worried, but not that much, you would say. So, yeah. Like, they're worried, but not that much. They're like, exhaustion, probably. But what they do not know is that Deku's stuck in the, he accomplished his goal, yeah, but at a cost. Like, due to his body, how would you say, falling, it was disconnected. And due to Deku not not exiting manually from the game itself out of his body, he's now you know his consciousness is now outside of his body permanently until they can get his body out of get his body back hooked up back to the VR thing. After a couple weeks, UA would get notifications of that a certain student hasn't been showing up, and they'll think this is type of weird, but Deku would after, because let's say the reality inside of video game is a lot like, while 1 year passes or like 1 day passes in this world, in our world, it's like a million years or something in like the technology world. So he's just standing there waiting, and his quirk did this to himself. So like everything else he was able to do as quirk no longer appears to him. It's only technology based now. He's able to he's still able to hypnotize others, but like it's a lot more stronger due to him not having a physical body anymore. So his will is limitless. At least until he gets a new body, which limits his limitless flippin' will. So yeah, he tries to scream out of the game for like a couple of days. Toga, and they do hear like a muffling sound from the VR set. So due to let's say they did have a giant TV or like a 64-inch TV. As like they kept on hearing muffling noises, and let's say while Toga was playing in the game, she did see he wasn't able to talk anymore either. So I mean, yeah, he was only able to hand signs and whatnot. Toga would notice like a virus, so they would try to fix the virus, but instead the virus was too strong. This was Deku trying to communicate with them, but they didn't know it was Deku, so they just thought it was a normal virus due to it being an avatar. So they thought it was just a normal virus. Deku didn't fix. They started trying to fix it themselves, but knowing that it could not be fixed. So what they did is they trapped it into I believe it was 16 tapes. I believe, I can't remember. Was it 7 or 6? No, it was not 7. It was 16, I think. It was a decent number of tapes. I don't know how many tapes there were, but the virus is so big they had to transfer it to like 16 tapes. Hold up, I gotta do research. I don't know how much like. Many. Hold up. Hold up. I'm trying to look for it. I can't remember though. What? I think it was 16. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 16. So, not knowingly that they're separating Deku, but Deku's not multiple. His mind wasn't. I guess it would be shattered at this point. It would be fractured. Deku would lose all human emotion due to him being in a computer. Like he will have a different type of emotion, but over time, as years and like in seconds in their world is like years, like millions of years, or a good like a thousand, like a good 100, a good. Okay, 1 second in our world is like a year in their world, practically. So over time, after in complete day or like a complete couple of weeks, like a week, or how much? I guess they would notice until like day 2 or the first. No, they'll say due to the 0 points reaction, they'll give them like a good day or 2, 3. Okay, let's say they're eating and they don't really pay attention to Deku. They think he's just in his room doing some research. Because let's say when Toga or Dabi slammed the door, it locked the door. So they think he locked the door because he's doing a big experiment. But no, he still was trapped inside the game, or in the virtual reality, in the tapes. He'd be trapped in the 16 tapes. And how would you say? For Deku's survival, he would make 16 tapes virtually. Like, he would virtually make 6, because he isn't still in the virtual world. So he would make 16 tapes in the virtual world, like in each game. Because, like, say, the 16 tapes are like the games. So, each tape will have a game on it. Like FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it keeps on going. Until, security breach. So, Toga would play all these games. Because, they'll think after, they reset all the tapes, the viruses go. No, the virus don't go. Deku's still alive, surprisingly. But not really. Because, it's glitch trapped at this point. His body, like, his physical body at this point is just, after a good couple years in the virtual world, he would finally be able to, communicate to a certain extent. It will finally take up this form. Hold up. It would take up this form. So Deku's hair and stuff would change dramatically. This is permanent look in, the virtual world, with also this one. This is his spirit, and then this is, how he looks in the avatar. So, his spirit's trapped. His spirit's trapped inside, the game. So, Toga plays it. He sees this. She sees this. Oh, why does this keep on happening? This is weird. So, this keeps on happening. Anyways, yeah, it keeps on happening, and Toga is wondering why. Like, she keeps on seeing, this figure in, like, the corner of her eye. But when she looks, there's no one there. Due to, Deku being stuck in the code. So, in the code world, like, be like, behind the scenes, like, in the code world, he would look like, the mist figure on, like, the bottom left. He would look like that. And when he's in the cold world. And when he's, inside the video game, he'll still look like that. But he will look more like the one in the middle. And then, when he's communicating with people, like, directly, he will look like the human one on the right. So, yeah. He was like, hello. Or when he talks, he would, look like the one on the right. Hello. It's been a while. Oh, it's been, he lost track of time because, he lost all track of time. He forgot who everyone was and whatnot. It's been years. Because remember, it's been 3 days. 3 days is like, how many seconds are in a day? Just imagine that, bro. Yeah. He forgot everything at this point. Like, he's like, you don't know. He's like, his only quirk is technology-based quirk at this point. Like, his soul, because, quirks are with the soul. You take away part of the quirk, it's practically taken away a portion of someone's soul. So, yeah. The quirk changed permanently into, a technology-based quirk where, you can rewrite someone's brain. But, being in the game and, being plugged up to the internet, he would find a portion of the internet, because, not directly, because, he's not inside the box. It's like the internet box itself. So, he can't, flip and take over the world. But, I mean, it is a possibility, but no, that doesn't happen. He knows a lot of knowledge, like a lot. He knows how to code perfectly and whatnot. So he changes the game to, for how would you say, for Toga to see, He wants to be free at this point, because he just wants to be free. He's been stuck in this world. He doesn't know how long it's been. He don't even remember his own name. All he remembers is glitch trap, because that's what his avatar and character's name is in the game. Glitch trap. That's all he remembered. That's all he will remember about his name. He wouldn't remember his actual name. He would just remember, because above him, or like in his code, it will say glitch trap. He will be able to pull up his own code for his characters. He will change it to to his own degree, because he wants to fix some things. And Toga notices something on the corner eye. She sees like a glitched out tape behind what was it? I believe FNAF VR. I believe like there's a tape next to the computer thing, Bob, where you got to click and whatnot. I believe there's a tape near there or behind there. I can't remember where all the tapes are, but let's just say plot reasons. One of the tapes were there. Boom. She's like it's a practical beta tester practically. So, she's walking around. Unlike the actual game, she can walk around. So, the final game's not released yet because, Deku's in his room, just, the body's just being there. Toga, by, like, the first week or second week, Toga and Dabi will be worried by Deku because, they'll try and knock on his door, but, the door will be locked. So, they'll just think, he probably has a lot of food in there. So, now, after like a couple months of not seeing Deku, they will get very worried. So, they'll try to, bust the door. They'll still find him sleeping or unconscious. So, they'll get worried and, they'll say that the game itself might have, they think something happened to the glitch. Like the glitch may have something to do with it. So Toga tries to find the glitch, but she can only communicate the glitch, or it can only be released. Yeah, because let's say she is like Toga is the one that hides all the tapes in the first place in the virtual world. In the actual world, there are 16 tapes, but those are for summoning his, like, those are to, they look like regular tapes, but they're actually, the portal to, summon him into this reality, into, outside the virtual world in his avatar form. So, yeah. They'll, like, gather everything up, like, everything to, try to fix Zuku. They don't know what to do. Right as, Deku was about to put, you got to stay in there, and if you don't sign out from the game, you get stuck in the game. He tried to write that, but, before he could, his body fell. He didn't know what exactly what might happen, so, he left that part blank, so, they don't know anything, because, they try to follow his research, but, they're not that smart compared to him, because he is very smart, like, compared to everyone else, like, they are smart, but, like, they're not on his level of smartness. So, yeah. It's practically what if Nezu talked to them, practically, gave them therapy. They will get so confused, like, okay. So, so at this point, they'll just take, like, Deku out of, like, his name out of, the system of UA. Because, he never showed up. So, let's say, in order to, Dabi would try to find a way. So, he would get, like, TVs. He would start collecting TVs, old-fashioned TVs to, put the tapes in. And the thing was, these tapes were different. Like, yes, they would show, how would you say? It's weird, you would say. These, like, okay, the TVs he collected or, Deku had in his room were different. They looked old-fashioned TVs, but, they're actually advanced. And, they're how to summon, his character into, reality. That was what he was originally trying to do. So, they're on his way, but, the Izuku they knew is no more. All left is a glitch trap. So he hasn't he lost all his memories permanently because that was his human memories. His soul is permanently inside his virtual world. So he only knows what his avatar knows. His avatar doesn't know anything because that was just a basic avatar you use for like not games but for just existence, I guess. So yeah, after a while, Dobby would find out how to get all the TVs in position and whatnot in like a circle like fashion as he puts all the tapes in, and they would try to do that, but as soon as something green starts to be summoned, they thought it was Deku, but then it was a golden foot. As soon as that happened, they immediately destroyed the tapes. That it was the glitch instead. The glitch might have taken Deku, so they don't know what to do, and to prevent it from happening to anyone else, they hid the tapes virtually, and they destroyed the tapes in their reality, so Deku can't escape. So he just wants to be set free, cause he knows like something, like he is something more. He's not just a glitch or a tape or a person of avatar in the game. He knows he's something more. He wants to escape. Like he knows there's something more. He wants something more than just that. So after a while, they they presume Deku is dead. They go to his funeral and whatnot. A couple, like a year or two passes, a year or three passes. So 3 years pass. Actually, no. Let's say they're 15. So let's say. Let's say UA goes to high school and college, just to say. So they're all 18. It's been 5. Hold up. No, that'd be 20. That'd be 4. Wait. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 years. They'd be in like their 20s, 18s, 20s. I don't know. Like it'd be like 7 years. I don't know how old they'd be. Like 20s. They'd be in the like late 20s maybe. So yeah, Deku's been trapped there for like more than 1,000,000 years. He's been trapped there for like centuries, like more than centuries. Like he lost everything. Like he like the manipulation he has over his abilities are just beyond any other. And so they try to hide. They didn't break the VR headset, but they did give it away after the first 3 years or first year of they don't want to break it due to Izuku, the memory of Izuku working on it. So yeah. And after a while, this will lead down to Coda. Yeah, why not? Let's say after eventually, Coda will, he's like 5. Let's say Coda is a bit younger in this timeline, and people are a bit older in this timeline as well. Yada yada. So yeah, Coda will find this because let's say it's an GameStop in like a case, in somewhat of a case format, and VR things are now a thing. Because Deku created the VR. People will copy his design and say that they made it, but they really didn't. They really didn't. He would have. So they also make a copy of the game, taking claim of it, but it's not really theirs and whatnot. Because nobody's alive to tell them otherwise. I mean, they make a copy of all the games. They just edit the games for a bit. So because it was originally based to be human characters, or like it was a horror franchise supposed to be human characters, instead of animal characters. after a while, let's say Toga got hired, Toga, she has mixed feelings about working for, the VR and whatnot. Like in the storyline, Toga will she'll have the take place in Vanessa. She'll replace Vanessa in this world. She'll be the Vanessa of this world. So yeah. Oh. So yeah, so many years have passed, and he knows nothing about human sympathy. All he knows is he wants to be freed, and that's all. So yeah. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, Deku's release. So yeah, Deku's quirk has gone stronger, and it came to the point where if someone can imagine him, or like if he can connect to a person, he can practically become free. He can become free. He can take over a person's body practically, like a possession almost, like a soul possession, destroying. He can either destroy their soul and take over their body permanently, or or not permanently, because he can just transfer bodies and just keep on destroying souls and replacing them and whatnot. So yeah, Koda would get the game, but he would get instead let's say his parents, due to before they died, they did buy the very first VR headset that was created by Deku. So he's in there and he was like, what's this? He's in the darkness, just watching. Like, he's just sitting down, waiting. He's just meditating practically with his eyes open practically. He's just meditating like, may I finally become free. Freedom at last. He would minute, like, because, let's say Koda is into horror games or whatnot. So, over time, Deku would manipulate Koda. And I'm not gonna have Deku control Koda's body, but like, let's say, let's say Deku did find a way to, he guided Koda, and while Toga's also on his butt trying to separate him, Koda would be the person, like, he would be the player finding all the tapes and coins and whatnot. So he'll be finding everything. He'll like, instead of the ending in the VR Help Wanted, he would manipulate Koda to get new tapes. He would guide Koda to like like a hologram machine, and it'll have like 16 slots. Why not? It'd be like, let's say there's this new hologram machine where if you put like 16 tapes, you can like it's like customized. Like each tape has directly customized avatar, edit avatar color and whatnot. Let's say like it's a new like gaming system, or a new avatar creating system. So that the company created. And so Koda would do this. Not knowingly, he would free Deku, but not in human form. He would free Deku in like a glitch trapped form. So he would be glitch trap. So he would be free, but he wouldn't be able to touch anything. Technology, yes. Anything besides technology, no. And let's say he's in a chip that sends out his glitch form. So he would ask Koda if he can take the chip with him. He'd be like, hey yo Koda, if you take the chip, I'll become your friend. So he's in that manipulating, or like manipulating closely. So he's trying to find, like, he may be a monster, but he ain't trying to take You know what? He would try to take Koda's body. Flip. He would. You know what? He's trying to find a perfect host, like a symbiote. So he can't take Koda's body because, you know, Koda's body isn't a perfect host. So yeah. He's like, And, you know, let's say right at the time, you know, it was Toga's, you know, time to, you know, work on it. Because let's say a worker thought, you know, it was just, you know, another one made, another VR headset, normal headset made. And so, you know, he put it out in like a case. He didn't know, like, Toga was supposed to be working on that. That was, like, the original thing. She was trying to, like, fix the bugs and whatnot. And when she comes, she walks in, she finds it missing. So, you know, she's terrified because she remembers the past. And she was like, oh, no. I can't let the same thing happen to Izuku. I mean, to any other person. So, you know, she starts crying in tears, you know. The co-worker... You know, it was a secret between them two, between Dabi and, you know, Toga. Dabi continued, you know, he joined the League of Villains, and, you know, whatnot. While Toga, you know, stayed, you know, to protect Deku's, you know, reputation as, you know, a game designer and whatnot. She's terrified, you know, she starts to cry, but then she realizes Deku had, you know, a prototype before he made, you know, the original, you know, the thing. Because let's say before, you know, he got sucked into the game, the thing he was wearing was the, you know, the real thing, but it just needed, you know, to fix some bugs to, you know, perfectly perfect it. That's why he got sucked into the game, because it wasn't perfectly perfected. He wanted to see, like, what would happen and, like, what he can do with it. And, you know, he had a prototype before, like, before he had the real thing, or, you know, I guess it'd be like a prototype 2.0 or like 2.9 or like 0.9 before he was the real thing, so, you know. This prototype will be like prototype 5.0 or something. Or like a 50% prototype, practically. Like a 99% prototype and then, you know, a 50% prototype. Deku's still trying to, you know, perfect it, you know, while he's in the game. He's like, there's this machine where it can bring your avatar to, you know, wait, no. He already used the machine. Hold up. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, you know, there's this... He would, you know, This is so complicated! So, you know, after Toga and whatnot happened, Koda would be in his room playing. You know, he will start to see, you know, Deku and, you know, his glitch trap form. It's like, hey kid, how you doing? Yeah, he will befriend Koda due to, you know, he has nothing else and it's been, you know, flipping years since he talked to someone. But, you know, he wouldn't know that he's actually human due to the, you know, the point of, you know, because he like all that was he only has his avatar memories, so, you know, it's practically an entire new person in general. So it's like, hey, Koda, I'm Glitch. How you doing? It was like, hey, Mr. Bunny Man, you know. That's what Koda will name him. You know, Deku's not Deku's parents, sorry. Deku's parents are a lot, like, dead. Like, Inko and whatnot. Yeah, they passed, sadly. And then, you know, Koda's parents were, you know, they'd be curious on what Koda would be talking to. And, you know, let's say through eye contact, if he's inside one person's body, if he shares if he shares like one person's body, he can, like, if somebody looks into Koda's eyes, he can, you know, transfer that. So, you know, other people can see him. But, you know, Koda, like, you know, Glitch Trap ain't trying to do that. Like, because, you know, if they have a machine where they can remove things from people's minds at this point, like a reverse mind control machine. But the thing is, he doesn't want to, you know, the only way it doesn't work is if you fully recreate the brain. That's the only way if it doesn't work. So, you know, Deku ain't trying to have that to Koda. You know, he does have him as a follower because, you know, he's been, let's say Koda's now 10. No, you know what? Nah. Let's say Code is 6 now. Deku has way, like, his control over Koda, like, manipulation over Koda is just, like, 100% at this point. Koda's, like, he's like, bro, I got you, practically. Also, Koda would get a lot more smarter, too. But, you know, still kid-wise, so, yeah. After a while, Deku finally found a way to, you know, be free. And he, like, let's say the company was designing a new, you know, they just sent out a new design where you can, like, make a model of your avatar from a video game. You can, like, make your model and it will come to life. Or at least it's a prototype and, you know, Toga's making it. It's in the company. You know, Deku feels this, like, he like, let's say he's connected to, like, anything that has to do with the company, he's connected to. So, you know, he feels disturbance in the force. He's like, what's this? You know, he starts reading the coding. He's like, my freedom. Yes. Coda, I have a favor. Yes, Mr. Bunny? I need you to visit that same store you found me from. Because, you know, he would, like, him and Deku would become friends, or that's what Koda would think. But to Deku, Koda's just a pawn. So he's like, he's only holding on to Koda until, you know, to talk to a person, because, you know, he hasn't talked to anyone, so, you know, that, and to, you know, he's the only person that, you know, can keep it secret, so, you know, yeah. You know, Koda goes to the store. He asks his mother if he can go to the store on his own, or, you know, with his parents. You know, they say yes. Like, come on, let's see what game we actually no. Wouldn't no. It'd be Mandalay at this point because okay, so before Koda went to the store, his parents would have died, and then when he went to the store, he would be with Mandalay. Yeah, he'd be with Mandalay. Exactly, yeah. He would ask Mandalay, because let's say Mandalay is now... resigned as a hero. Resignation as a hero, so yeah. She's no longer... she's like an ex-hero now. So, you know, she's like, sure, Koda. So, you know, they go to the store. You know, they want to know what's new, and, you know, being the dumb worker the worker says, oh, they're making something in the back room if you want to see. Due to, you know, you being, actually, they would allow them to the back room because, you know, let's say only those who, like, gets the VIP, who buy the VIP access can, you know, enter the back room to see what they're working on. So, you know, Toga would see Koda, and, you know, Koda's eyes would glow purple. Because, you know, even though the soul has no memory of, you know, Toga, Deku's soul will still, you know, find something familiar about it. It was like, interesting. I see. This would be interesting. So, you know, that eye contact, you know what happens. Deku's now in between Koda's and Toga's mind, so, you know, they both can see to Glitch Trap, aka Deku. So, you know, Deku's now, you know, he's like, you know, he forms himself into, you know, a glitching you know, he turns into, you know, what you see. He turns into the suit, practically. Or like a glitched version of the suit. Is like, about time. Now I can finally flip and walk without being trapped in the kid's mind. Togo will freak out. But, you know, due to Toga's having like a VR type glasses, people would just think, she's playing a video game while working, so, double tasking. But, no, she has the thing off, and, she's just looking at Deku as Deku walks around. Toga will be like, how are you free? Mandalay goes, she just, let's say there's like a spa next to that game store, she goes to the spa, and, everything. Koda stays there. He's like, everyone goes to their positions. Koda and Toga will be alone. How are you free? I thought I destroyed you. You can't destroy a glitch. Glitches don't be destroyed. They get discarded. Trapped forever. I've been waiting patiently to become free. And now that I am free, or somewhat free, I'm gonna need you to, hurry up and build that machine you're building right there. Either that or the kid can get it. I can literally just fry the kid's brain right here. I mean, because, let's say Toga's refusing, and, due to that refusal, Deku, stands next to, Koda, who's like, here, I can give you 2 options, or 3 options. 1, if you decline, I can easily kill this kid and just, take over his body. Or B, I can just make him a practical slave. Or C, I can just fry his brain and kill him right here and now. Or, number 4, you can build a machine and I can be set free. And you don't gotta worry about me. So, Toga does, does what she's told, finish creating machine. And yeah, Koda puts the chip in, and, he's set free. Glitch traps, or Deku's like, oh, after 14 years, I'm finally here. Finally. 15 years have passed. It may have been 15 years for you, darling, but for me it's been over centuries, more than a millennia. More than centuries. Like a time capsule, almost. A place and time. Because, he is flirty. Because, Glitch Trap at this point. He's still Deku, so, he was gonna, ask, but, he is a little bit flirty, but, only due to manipulation tactics. So, what's your name, little one? I mean, he wouldn't say that, but he was like, hey, so, Toga, what's your name, girl? My name's Himiko Toga. What's yours? Glitch Trap. My original body's no more, so I can't really, that's why I needed this. And then, Toga starts to think, wait, original body. Because all Deku would know is that his original body was destroyed. Or, dealt with or something. After a while, Toga does find out, the Glitch Trap's Deku. Don't know who this Deku person is, but I'm Glitch Trap for now. And your memories of me are decent. He would be able to read people's memories and whatnot due to, the thing, because, yeah. What was I planning before I so-called died 15 years ago? I can't remember. It'd probably be useless to remember by now. What should I do now? And then, you know, he finally gets it. That's it. That's all I need. I need a human body. That's perfect. And, you know, Toga's like, no. I brought you back just so you can... You know, Deku looks in her eyes. You know, does, you know... Hello there. You see, I don't take missions. I give missions. I take orders. I don't take orders, I give orders. Now, you'll be a very useful plan to figure out what I can do. You know, he manipulates Toga eventually. And, you know, Toga becomes Vanny. Let's say Dobby, you know, Dobby walks around. You know, Dobby visits Toga once in a while. He would be, you know, confused on why Toga's calling Glitch Trap Izuku, or the thing that looks like a bunny Izuku. Since Izuku's been dead for, like, you know, years. And then, you know, after a while, Dobby would get it as well. He'd be like, I get it. So your consciousness would travel into the video game. Yes, from what I can tell. From memories, yes. That is when I was created, exactly. So... we're not just gonna stand by, like, not as I don't have a body, so we just, like, you know, can we find myself a body, or, like, what? Because I need a perfect host right now. My body is long gone, probably one with the earth, so I need one of y'all to, how would you say, find me a human that has a good body, or just a perfect host for me. You know, after a while, they would come up with, let's say a similar purple-haired boy comes in. It's not Mineta, but it's one of, let's say it's like Mineta's older brother. Unlike his younger brother, Mineta's brother didn't have a quirk. So, you know. So, and he moved out, so, you know, his parents wouldn't find out. So, you know. Deku takes over Mineta's brother's body. Feels free. But, you know, the souls will separate into two souls. So, you know, Deku would be able to control Glitch Trap and, you know, the body. So, you know, it's permanently his body. So, you know, he's like, because, you know, Mineta's brother never visited his parents at all. And also, Mineta was, like, out of the, you know, the country. So, you know, Mineta's brother visited and then, you know, continued to, you know, after that he just got captured and whatnot, you know, Deku's body, and now, yeah, that happened. After the years, I'm finally free. Ugh. He, you know, he opens his arms, and, you know, like a glitching type of, how do you say, he would be able to make some type of things, like small items from video games. Not anything big, but he was able to, like, bring items from games to reality. Like small foods and whatnot. That's, I guess, food and weapons are the only thing small weapons are the only thing I can create for now. I'm pretty sure that's my limit though. This body though is a little bit flabby, so I guess I do have to work out. And then there was a knock on the door of the store. And that's when I'm gonna leave off. Because my brain is dead right now. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.